Good morning, grade 4 students. How are you? Welcome to a new English lecture. In this lecture, we're going to study or cover the reading, comprehension, and phonics skills. Let's find out what I'm talking about. In the phonics, we're going to cover the lesson about long A. Now, sorry for this gibberish writing that you're seeing now. It's because of the font style. I will show you the proper slide later on or after this one. So in long A, sometimes we can find long A by itself, such as the word major, or apron, and some other times we can find long A in teams of two letters. Okay, so I will show you what do I mean. For example, in this slide, you can see that I have letter A or long vowel A can be spelled A when it comes with A and Y, such as the word pray, or clay, or if it comes in a team of E and Y, such as obey or they. I can also say A when I have A and I together, such as drain, or faint. I can also hear the long A sound when I have A and then consonant and then magic E, such as pale or cane. Or when I have E and A together, such as break or steak. I can also have or hear the long sound A with the letters E and I together, such as ate and wait. So as you can see, there are many ways where we can pronounce the long vowel or the long sound A. Okay, so first it can stand alone as apron, baby, major, or it can be with another letter, such as A and I, or A and Y, or E and A, or A and magic E. And sometimes two letters will make the sound A, such as E and I. E and I together, they can make the long A sound, or E and Y together, they can make the long sound A. So try to pause the video for a second and then just try to think of words that can make the long A sound, whether it is with AY or EY or AI, AE, EA, and EY. Try to write these words on a piece of paper, and then during our Zoom meeting next time, I'm going to ask you questions about, like, you can show me the list that you've got. Okay, so that's a deal. Let's move on. So now these are our phonics or our spelling list. We are going to read each word and then learn its meaning. Okay, for example, the first word here is the word clay. Now, as you can see here, there is someone using the clay to make potteries. You know what potteries? These they are made of clay, pots, and sometimes pots or plates. Could be sometimes they are used for planting, like planting pots. And the other word here is the word stray. It's also with AY. For example, when we have stray dogs. The word stray means homeless. Like, okay, for example, when you see dogs on the streets, okay, so these are called stray dogs. It means homeless dogs. Moving on, I have now the word bale and the word rail. Now these two words, bale and rail, they have the A and I. Okay, so I can hear the long A sound with the group, with the team of A and I together. So here A teamed up with another letter, which is I, to make the long A here sound. So what do they mean? For example, the word bale here, it means to scoop something. Okay, like it's like scooping things. I showed you a picture of three like, you know, like these deep spoons that are used to bale things. And the other one is the word rail. So as you can see, this is the word rail, and this is a picture of a rail. So mainly the rail is like the bars that are used to build this fence. These bars, these are called, you can say, for example, I stood on the rail of the fence. Let's continue. I have next. So this is the word drain and the word faint. So I'm still in the same team of letters, A and I together. They make the long sound A. So here I have the word drain and the word faint. So the word drain is the path of the water, or we can say the channel or the pipes where the water travels to get to the sewers or to the sewage at the end. And the word faint it means, for example, not bright. It means dim. Like you can say, I saw the dim light, or I saw the faint, or the light was faint. It means you cannot see it clearly, but it is there. Next, I have pale. Pale. Now here, as you can see, the team of letters that make the sound A has changed. And now it is with A and magic E at the end. You've already learned or covered this lesson in the previous years. So here I have the word pale. What do we mean by pale? Sometimes when someone is sick, for example, you can say, what's wrong with you? Your face is pale. It means there are no colors in your face. It's all yellow or all white. Okay, and the other one, the other word that we have in our list is the word face. Now we can do many expressions with our faces. You can smile, you can cry, you can be sad. So it depends on how are you feeling. So I will show you, this is the slide. This is the word pale. Now I use this picture of a lady with white hair and white face just to explain to you the meaning of the word pale. And these are different expressions of our face. So let's find out, what do we have next? We have, okay, we are still in the A, then consonant, then silent E at the end. I have the words graze, graze, and the word cane. Now the word graze is the action that cows, for example, do when they eat grass. So we can say, for example, the cow is grazing in the grass. It means it's eating the grass. And the other word in our list is the word cane. The cane is what this cute old lady holding to help her move. We call it a cane. So we still have more words in our phonics or spelling list. I have the word slate and ache. Now the word slate is a writing surface. Okay, whatever I use to write can be called a slate. Let's say it again, slate. And the other word ache, to ache means hurt, or when you feel pain, painful. Here are two pictures. I have a writing surface like this board, and the word ache, like this girl is trying to point. She's pointing to her throat, that it is painful or that she's feeling some pain in her throat, and this is the word ache. So let's see, what do we have next? Okay, so what do I have next? I'm still in the phonics lesson, but this time I have the team of letters, which are E and A. They also make the sound A. Now sometimes these two letters, they can also make the sound E. Okay, in some occasions, but this time we are practicing, or we will learn how they make the sound A in some of the words. For example, I have here steak. Steak. What is a steak? Steak is a piece of meat. A piece of meat is called steak. And the other one, I have the word break. Now break can have more than one meaning. It can act as a verb or action word. As in here, you can break a stick, for example, and sometimes it could mean recess. Okay, like when you are in school and you go to the break, or when you're having a break. So these are the list of spelling words that we need to practice, okay, and understand their meanings. Now let's do some practice. We're going to practice how to use these words in sentences. Let's do some practice. I have the words they, graze, so this is they, graze, major, rail, faint, and ache. Write the spelling word that best completes each sentence. You can, for example, now try to solve this by yourselves before I continue the video. You can write number 1, read the sentence, then write the answer on a piece of paper. Number 1, horses will blank on this green grass all day if you let them. So horses, what do you think horses will do with the green grass? They will graze. That's the answer. Number 2, the girls were best friends and blank went everywhere together. So what do you think goes in this blank? The girls were best friends and they went everywhere together. Number 3, so now I've used the graze and I've used they. Number 3, the blank ordered the troops to attack at sunrise. So who do you think can order the troops? So it's a soldier with a major rank. Number 4, he stood on the blank of the fence to see better. So it's a fence. So what does a fence have? It has a rail. So I used major and I used rail. Number 5, the lost hiker smiled when he saw the blank glow of a house light. So he's a lost hiker, but he saw glow coming from a house light. So but this glow was not clear, so it was faint. Number 6, the blank in my back was getting worse, so I went to a doctor. These words are a doctor. So what do you think was wrong with him? He had an ache in his back. So the last word is ache. Now here I have the words cane, ate, face, rail again, stake, and drain. Write the spelling word that best completes each sentence. So we are continuing. This is number 7. My grandfather uses a what to help him walk? My grandfather uses a cane to help him walk. Number 8. Did you see the smile on that girl's? Girl's what? We're talking as when you smile, it means it's in the face. You move your mouth. Number 9. I added a chair so that there were how many in all? Not 7. What comes after 7? Because they added a chair. So it's like 7 plus 1. It's 8. 8. B. Write the spelling word that matches each definition below. What pottery is made of? So pottery is made of clay. So pottery is made of clay. So this word here should be clay. Sorry for the mistake. Number 12. A type of meat. What is it, a type of meat? It's a steak. Number 13. What water goes down? It goes down the drain. Now here I have the words stray, break, pale, slate, bail, claim, and obey. So let's start. I have here number 14, light or white. Which word means light or white? So as I said, the word, for example, pale means white, light or white. Number 15, without a home. What do we say about dogs? We say these are what? stray dogs. Number 16, I have the word destroy. What's the meaning of destroy? You can remember the picture of the two hands breaking a stick. So to destroy is to break. Number 17, writing surface. Which one of these words is a writing surface? It's the word slate. Number 18, to scoop out. Scoop out is the word bail or claim or obey. It's the word bail. Number 19, to state. To state something means to claim it. Okay, to claim something, claim, like this is mine. Okay, you can state it. You can state the sentence by saying, for example, this is mine. So this is the word state, means to claim something which is yours. Follow or listen to, this one's easy, it means obey. Okay, now that we have finished practicing all these words, and we practiced how we use them in sentences, and we practiced their meanings and how do we write them. Okay, so I have a homework for you. So what I want you to do, I want you to pause the video right now and then make a list. For example, I want you to write what are the long A spelled A words in here, the long A spelled AY, the long A spelled AI, long A spelled EI, and long A spelled EA, long A spelled EY, and long A spelled with A_E. So I want you just to take a small break from listening to me and do some working. So grab a paper and a pencil and then start to do this now. Okay, so now that we have finished our phonics lesson and we practiced it, we did the homework and everything, let's move on to our reading lesson. We have a really special reading lesson this week and I really enjoyed reading it. It actually taught me something really important. Now the title of the lesson is The Talent Show. And there's an essential question. As you know, every week we have an essential question. This week is, how do your actions affect others? For example, sometimes you do something but you're not aware of it and it will affect others either negatively or positively, or either in a good way or in a bad way. For example, maybe you are walking and by nature, like you have been raised to pick up trash from the floor. Whenever you see trash, you will pick it up and put it in the bin. And maybe someone else will see you doing that, and he or she will be affected by your action, and then they will copy you. They will do the same. And this is how your actions are affecting others positively. Just the way a mom, whatever the moms or the parents do, their children will copy them, or they will do like their parents. So in a way, every person's actions affecting other people. So you choose whether your actions are going to be something good or something which is not good. Now we're going to watch a video, okay, about this little girl and how the actions of her classmates are affecting others in the school as well.
Think of others. How do your actions affect others? You may not realize it, but your actions can have a great effect on others. By not making room for her, these girls make the other girl feel embarrassed and uncomfortable. However, these girls make room for this girl to sit down. Because of their actions, she feels accepted and is happy.
Okay, before we start our reading lesson, we really need to learn some vocabulary words, or we need to add to our word list, word bank. We need to add more vocabulary words. These vocabulary words are so important and they will help you later on in the future, even though you will not find the connection between these words and why are they important, but later on they will be of a great help if you studied them and if you practiced using them in sentences. So I'm going to show you the slide now. I want you to read these words, or we will be reading them together. Try to find or try to remember whether you know the meaning of any of these words. I have the word accountable. Accountable. Second word is advise. Advise. Number 3 is desperately. Desperately. Number 4 is hesitated. Hesitated. Humiliated. Humiliated. Inspiration. Inspiration. Self-esteem. Self-esteem. Uncomfortably. Uncomfortably. So do you know, try to remember if you know the meaning of any of these words. Okay, if not, if these are completely new words, this is even better. Now we can learn new words together. Okay, so now here I have the word accountable. Accountable. So what does the word accountable mean? Accountable means to be responsible. We can use it in a sentence. For example, Sam is held accountable for washing his dog. Maybe he was not allowed to wash his dog, but then he did. So he was held accountable. It means he is responsible for washing the dog. Try to think of, for example, why thieves are accountable for their actions. Why do you think they should be held responsible? They should be responsible for their actions, robbers or thieves. Why? Is it because they're doing something right or wrong? Okay, try to think of this when you think of the meaning of the word accountable. Second word is the word advice. Advice is to give opinion. For example, as you can see here, the coach can advise you on how to improve your swimming skills. So a coach can give you an advice. A teacher can give you an advice. It means it can he or she can advise you. So we have advice with the C, and I have advise means to give an advice. Okay, I hope this is clear and not confusing to you. So here to advise means to give opinion. To give opinion, for example, a coach can advise you on how to improve your swimming skills. To advise is to give an opinion or to give an advice as well. Like guide you. You can say like guide you, advise you or guide you. Next word, I have the word desperately. To try to change a hopeless event. For example, she is desperately trying to remember where she put her keys. Now I want you to please ignore the background noise. And the second word is the word hesitated. Hesitated means waited or stopped. For example, the dog hesitated before grabbing the food off the counter. So when you lose something and when you are desperate to do something, you will try your best, or you will try everything in your hands to try and make that thing happen. So that's when we say that you want to change a hopeless event. So something that you want to change, something that cannot be changed. Okay, so that's why we say you are acting, or you want this to happen desperately, or you are desperate for that thing to happen. Next one. So here I have the word humiliated and the word inspiration. So humiliated, to make someone feel ashamed. Humiliated. For example, Sarah felt humiliated when she forgot her lines. The second word is the word inspiration. Inspiration is what stirs the mind or imagination. For example, the girl found inspiration for her drawing in nature. It means she got inspired by the nature to make beautiful pictures and beautiful portraits. Now I have the words self-esteem and the word uncomfortably. The word self-esteem is to have respect for one's self. If you have self-esteem, it means you have confidence in yourself. For example, winning the game improved the team's self-esteem. It means this winning the game made them more confident about their skills and about winning the next games. The word uncomfortably means uneasily. For example, how do we use it in a sentence? For example, Dana's throat felt uncomfortably sore. So it means here that it was uneasy for Dana to feel her throat. Maybe she couldn't swallow, maybe she couldn't breathe well, so she was feeling uncomfortable. So what are we going to do now? Now we are going to move on to the practice section. We're going to practice using these words in sentences. So finish each sentence using the vocabulary word provided. We have the word desperately. We have to finish the sentence. Even though the girl was very tired, we say, for example, she ran desperately to the finish line. So even though she was tired, she tried hard to change the situation and to win. Number 2, I have self-esteem. After the boys' team won a soccer game, so what do you think happened to the boys' self-esteem? I can say, for example, that his self-esteem improved. So I can say his self-esteem improved. Number 3, inspiration. The girls' amazing science fair project was an inspiration for others to work harder. So they saw her science project and they were inspired. Number 4, accountable. The teacher told the students that they are accountable for their homework. It means that they are responsible for their homework. It means that they should do it by themselves and give it to the teacher. Now here I have the word advice. I know the dentist will advise me on how to take care of my teeth. Number 6, uncomfortably. During the summer, the weather was uncomfortably hot. We couldn't bear the hot weather. Number 7, hesitated. The child walked to the edge of the pool, but he hesitated to jump and swim. Number 8, humiliated. At her dance performance, the girl forgot the moves and felt humiliated. Now these sentences can vary, okay? You may suggest other sentences and your answer can be correct. So you don't have to just write these sentences. You can still make other sentences. So now that we have finished the practice part, we will move on to learn about the genre and a new vocabulary strategy. So what is the genre of this lesson? The genre of this lesson is realistic fiction. What do I mean by realistic fiction? A realistic fiction is a made-up story. So what do I mean by made-up story? It means someone just made this story up. It means it didn't actually happen in real life, but it may happen. Okay, so this story may happen, but it didn't really happen. This is what a realistic fiction is. It has characters, the setting, the events that could exist in real life. It means it has characters like me and you. Okay, so we are real people, we exist in real life. The setting is like a home or a house or the beach or the mountains, or these are places that actually exist in real life. It's not, for example, in a spooky castle or above the clouds. These settings or places are not real. Events, for example, something that can actually happen. We're not talking about superhero powers. And it includes dialogue. So a dialogue is what the characters say in the lesson or in the text. Now there's something we want to talk about, which is the idioms. The idioms are phrases that have a meaning different from the meaning of each word in them. Sometimes context clues can help you figure out the meaning of an idiom. So while we read the lesson, I'm going to show you, or I will point out the idioms and explain them. This is our lesson. It's about the talent show. So let's start reading to see who are the characters and what happens. Tina, so this is one of the characters, her name is Tina. Tina, there's a school talent show in 3 weeks. I shouted to my best friend. So the best friend here is Tina, and the one talking is Maura. Let's find out. My older brother had been teaching me juggling, and I knew he'd, this is an abbreviation for he would, help me with my act for the show. Tina ran over to the bulletin board and read the poster. Maura, what's our act going to be? Tina asked me. Our act, I said, taking a tighter grip on my books. So this one here, the one holding the book, now we know she's Maura, and this lady here is Tina. So what does this phrase mean, that she taking a tighter grip on her books? It means that she is nervous about something. And do you see when you have these two quotations, for example, this one, this is the open quotation, and this one the closed one. This is a dialogue. This is what we talked about in a realistic fiction, that it has a dialogue. It means we have what the characters say. Tina grinned, pointed to the poster and said, it says acts can be individuals, means only one can do the act. Partners means two, or even small groups. It can be more than two even. My grip on my books became uncomfortably tight. Uncomfortably means uneasily. Okay, so she's pressing harder on the books. You want to do an act together? And then she asked. It'll be fun, Tina said. I hesitated, means she stopped for a second before continuing. So as we said, to hesitate is to stop and wait, but then you will do the action, or you will do what you're planning to do. I've got an idea, and Tina interrupted me. Yeah, me too. Let's talk at lunch. Looks like Tina is insisting. During math, I tried to think of how I would tell Tina that I wanted to do my own act. After all, we are best friends. We should be able to see eye to eye about this. So this one here is, we should be able to see eye to eye. It means we should be able to speak frankly to each other. We should be honest to each other. So this one here is an idiom. So they say eye to eye, but actually it means to speak honestly, or to be honest, or to speak frankly. So this one is an idiom. Now there's a problem. The problem is Tina always takes charge. So she's kind of bossy. I don't speak up, and then I end up feeling resentful, means regretful, angry about the whole situation. So there's a problem with Maura. Maura does not stand up for her beliefs or for her ideas. So this is the problem, and this is what we should be focusing on while reading or continuing reading the lesson. I desperately wanted to win. So she's talking to herself now. But it was more than that. I wanted to win on my own, with an act that was all mine. There's no problem with Maura thinking like that. She just wants to have an act, or to perform something, and to win by herself. At lunch, Tina started talking as soon as we sat down. I have it all planned out. My inspiration came from that new TV show, You've Got Talent. We can sing along to a song and do a dance routine, and my mother can make us costumes. Yeah, that's good, I said, but I had another idea. I told her about my juggling act. What do you think Tina will do? Is she going to accept what Maura suggested about the juggling? Let's find out. Tina considered it. Nah, I don't think I can learn to juggle in 3 weeks, and I'd probably drop the balls, she said. We don't want to be humiliated, right? So as we predicted, Tina did not accept Mora's suggestion about the act. At recess, I ran around the track a couple of times just to let off steam. When my grandmother picked me up after school, she drove a few minutes and finally said, "Cat got your tongue?" So this is another idiom. It's not actually the cat got Mora's tongue. It means here that Mora is not talking. So probably when her grandmother picks her up, she usually talks about what happens at school. But this time she's not talking. So her grandmother used this idiom, cat got your tongue. I explained about the talent show as she listened carefully. And now she's talking, the grandmother. "So, Tina is not being respectful of your ideas, but it sounds as if you aren't either." "What?" I shouted. "I told Tina her idea was good." Now here, Mora, she misunderstood her grandmother, because her grandmother wasn't actually referring that Mora should tell Tina that her idea is good. She said, "No," said my grandmother. "I said that you weren't respectful of your own ideas." Do you see here how "own" is in italic? So they want you to pay attention that what the grandmother meant is that Mora was not respectful of her own ideas. "Or you would have spoken up. I understand that you're friends, but you're still accountable for your own actions." It means even being friends, you have your own personality, and you should be able to speak to your friends easily and without thinking that they will become resentful or they will become angry at you. I thought about this. "So what should I do?" I asked. "I advise you to tell the truth." So advice here, she's giving her an advice. She said, "It wouldn't hurt to let Tina know what you want. Besides," my grandmother added, "it will be good for your self-esteem." It means it will be good for your own self-confidence. You will become more confident about yourself when you speak up. When we got home, I took 12 deep breaths, called Tina, and told her that I was going to do my juggling act. She was curt on the phone, means she was not happy, and I spent all night worrying she would be mad at me. The next day, she described her act and her costume, but the biggest surprise came at recess, when we played a game that I chose, not Tina. I guess standing up for myself did pay off. And this is the end of our lesson. It's a nice realistic fiction story or text that we can learn from. So now at the end, find the meanings of the following idioms for our Zoom. I'm going to tell you the meanings of these idioms, and then we can discuss them later during our Zoom. For example, here, see eye to eye, it means to be honest or even to agree to something. Cat got your tongue, it means quiet and not talking. Now, how Mora was affected by Tina's action, this is an important question, and it's already mentioned in the worksheet. We say that Mora didn't stand up for her ideas, and this one was the essential question, how someone's actions can affect others' actions. That is the end of our video. Thanks for watching.